Hey everybody, it's your Dungeon Master Derek here. Just stopping in to say thank you so much for the support on the videos. We are super close to 100 subs, and it has us very excited. Also, episode 10 will be broken up into 2 parts to make for 2 shorter episodes. Based on feedback, some of you thought shorter episodes would be easier to listen to. Please let us know in the comments if you prefer the longer or shorter episodes. With that, enjoy episode 10, part 1, Party Planning. Last session, the party recovered from the ambush outside of Varrock by visiting nearby shops and picking up some new equipment and potions. After meeting back up, Fazora purchased a newspaper and got an eerie feeling about the portion on the Varrock fortune teller Gypsy Heiress. The group headed to the palace library where they met Reldo, who helped them find some books and some information they were looking for. The twins took off in a hurry toward the Gypsy's tent in town, leaving a frustrated Solana and the rest of the group chasing after them. That is where we left off. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we get started, party?
Nope.
Alrighty, let's continue
Blood says
the grind.
no.
So the twins are outside a large blue and white striped tent, waiting for the rest of the group to catch up. The town is bustling. It's a little after noon. You see people from all over the realm in this very large city. You see stray dogs. You hear the newspaper boy still calling out the same things. King set to return today. Be wary. Things happening south of Varrock along the road. Be careful. He's just doing all these news call-outs. After a few moments, Faz and Fubar see a frustrated-looking Solana and the rest of the group hurrying after you as you approach. Faz, what do you say as Solana catches up to you?
Guys, look at my arms. The hair on my arms is standing straight up. This is wild. I don't know that I've ever. Oh, hey. Solana, what's up? Hey.
Solana is looking around to see if other people are watching and is walking briskly towards the group, but not quite jogging, but almost there, and says, before we go any further, can we please have a conversation?
Yeah. About what?
About, she like gestures around about what we're doing.
Well, I just had this feeling. I haven't felt like this before. That I'm so drawn to this fortune teller, and I just felt compelled. So why wouldn't I go in?
You can go in if you want, but I would ask the group to have a conversation first and then go in, so that we go in with a little bit more information.
Yeah, about what?
So that about why we're here.
I want to step in and be like, "Hey, Foz, we're gonna go in. We're just gonna figure out what we're gonna do first, like a game plan. We're going in. Trust me.
Okay.
You always gotta react on your feeling, but we gotta have a little plan.
Yes.
We're gonna go in though.
Absolutely.
So Solana, what do you think? Did you have something you wanted to lead with, or should we just huddle up and game plan? And what do you think?
I would like to have a conversation in private, wherever we can do that. If we should go back to the library, if we can make that librarian give us some space, if we should just go away, as far away from everyone in town. I don't care where it is, but like I need time, a little bit of time with the group before we start making moves. So it's up to the rest of the group where we go.
Does the castle have a courtyard, like a private courtyard?
Yes, there is a kind of a guarded courtyard, but it's not to the point that it's like bustling with people. It's mostly like castle help, gardeners, tenders, landscapers, things like that. Relatively quiet. It is just inside of this marketplace here to that northern spot. There's a lot of alleyways, buildings, taverns. You know, there's a second floor of the palace that's like the guard barracks. That's usually pretty empty during the day. Lots of places that you could go. So I guess I would leave it up to the twins what they think would be best from what their experience is.
I
And
was
where they
gonna
live.
say the barracks.
Is that where you
Yeah.
live?
That would be where your beds are. Yeah.
Yeah, let's head on over to the barracks then.
Okay. You notice some of the crowd. You guys are getting glances, but this is a very busy town. People are here on a mission. It's like the streets of New York. Nobody's really just standing still, but a flaming red mohawk. You guys are pretty geared out, and there is a blue-haired elven woman, which is pretty rare to see.
And she's
But you guys,
fuming.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
not.
as frustrated as you've seen Solana be, you guys get a read that she does have important information that she wants to discuss with you, more than what you have heard her tell so far, and it's kind of urgent. So as you agree to do this and head towards the barracks, you guys make your way back into the castle, see the guards. They let you head towards the back by the libraries, a spiral staircase.
So is this about that meeting that you were in or something? What's going on?
Fazora, do you still have the newspaper from earlier? Did you keep
Yeah.
it?
That's what's in my hand.
Oh,
No, I'm just
sorry.
kidding.
She's just waving it
Jesus.
right here.
Should I do a perception check on that? Jesus. Oh.
Passive
My bad.
perception
Can
is
you-
fun.
Can you lay it out? Like, are we sitting down?
I'm on my knees and I'm laying
Yeah.
it out on the floor.
Okay, so I want us
Oh
to
shit!
read.
Hold on, sorry. I got to flip to the heirs page, and I'm flipping, and there it is.
You flip to the what?
The page that has Lady Heiress. in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was doing
thank you.
sick improv work there.
Thank you. Thanks, Jesus. Solana takes out the book that Reldo gave that has the Silverlight story and also puts it out on the floor in front of us, and then looks at Bundock and says, "Will you put the bag on the floor,
Sure.
like so everyone can see it?"
Yeah, grab the bag and set it by the book.
All right, with a heavy clunk. There's definitely something metal in this bag.
What the hell
the
is
rest of
that?
you.
Oh, what's in the bag?
Yeah.
What's in the
Okay.
box?
Now that we're finally here and we can have a conversation about this, I want to tell the group why we're in Varrock, what the king has asked us to do, and why we have this stuff in front of us. So Solana looks at Fazor and Fubar and says, "Do you guys know what is going on here? Like, what happened to us when we got to the city walls? Why were we ambushed?"
I mean, not really. I don't want to speak for my brother, but I haven't spent a whole lot of time here, and I haven't been terribly curious about the goings on.
And when we were here, we really didn't go out unless we were
Hmm.
with Bryson.
So as far as
That was a
The-
first for us too.
yeah, exactly. But we don't really know a whole lot more about it than you do.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Solana takes the newspaper and turns it back to the front page. Doesn't the front page say like 2 bodies found?
Yes.
Yeah. And so this is why we're here. When I was in the meeting, your king raised to the rest of the group that something really bad was happening outside the city and didn't give a lot of details, but clearly from this headline, we can see that people are dying. And he asked for a group to figure out what's going on. And I offered for that our group would investigate and hopefully solve whatever problem is happening.
And he gave you a fat sack of gold for your troubles.
He gave us a fat sack of gold to equip ourselves with whatever we need when we figure out what we're up against, which we still don't know, right? And like Solana like looks around like we don't really know what's going on.
So this isn't just gathering intel. We're gonna fight something, ostensibly.
Yeah,
I've been
if there
doing nothing but staring at the sack of money since he dropped it.
if there is something to fight, then I said that we would do our best.
Well, why didn't you tell
But-
me this before?
When?
I'm being a little.
Why didn't you ask?
Yeah, that is the right response. Yeah, that's good.
I find that the members of this group can be quite impulsive. And
Name
so,
names.
You say that out loud.
yes.
Oh,
And the impulsivity paired with my little knowledge of this town made me hesitant to share it until we were somewhere like this in private.
As you pause, guard walks by, kind of looks at the group of you. Everything okay here?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, just taking a break.
Okay, you guys aren't up to anything in the castle, right? Because I don't want to paperwork and inquiry and.
Please.
No, just hanging out. Just taking a break.
All right, let us know if you need anything. Just stay out of trouble. And he continues to whistle as he walks away. You hear his armor kind of clatter as he walks off down the hallway.
He's always so nosy.
I think that's probably the third or fourth time that I've talked to him, and every time he's like, "Oh, you're doing something bad. You're messing around. You're screwing around."
And it's not like he's ever like proven that we've done
Not
anything
once.
ever.
No, not
Yeah.
well. Other than
Wait, no, we got away with that one.
yeah, but yeah, that was
Can I
good. though.
peek around the corner and make sure he's not trying to listen in on us, dude?
Yeah,
Nah,
you see him kind of just turn the next
gone.
corner. He's just patrolling.
Motherfucker.
Solana continues. The king asked that we be very discreet about this, so thank you for not telling the guard anything. Part of what we should do probably is figure out a cover for what we're doing and the kinds of information we're going to be needing. We could do that maybe later. But continuing on, what I couldn't tell from the meeting is whether, this, I don't know this king, we've offered to do this. Is he a good king? Does this make sense that he would hire or ask for help and accept help from strangers to solve a problem in the city? I don't know anything more than you all know about him. I've just simply said yes. So if we want to think about what that means, we can do that. Also, as you know, I asked Sir Pryzen for you two to leave your post basically and come on the mission. And he said that was fine. And he also gave us a place to start. He told us that in order for us to figure out what's going on, we should start at the library and we should ask the librarian about the story of Silverlight. And she taps this book that Reldo gave and is like, there must be something in here that can at least help us figure out where to start. The other thing and then she flips back in the newspaper to the fortune teller, is that they said that the fortune teller is who told the king that what's going on outside the city walls is like a demon or something that's, I don't know, come back. Use a name I'd never heard of. Delrith. I don't know what that is. I don't know how we're going to figure it out. But that's why the fortune teller is important, because the fortune teller is the one who's telling the king that what's going on is demonic rather than, I don't know, anything else. So before we go talk to the fortune teller, we need to get on the same page about how we're going to play this, whether we think the fortune teller is bullshitting the king, whether we don't, I don't know anything.
Wow.
Dang,
Okay. Yeah, maybe not such a bad idea that we talked this through before we went in.
that was heavy.
Oh, yeah. I will say I don't personally have a lot of background on King Rold. I don't know if I can speak a ton
mean-
to his ethics, but Fubar, what do you think?
He was always cool to us. I mean,
I know that.
welcomed
yeah.
us in, so. Yeah, he's cool.
You think he would ask us because he doesn't trust people around him?
He probably doesn't want to make a big deal out of it. Try to do it incognito since no one really knows us that well.
That's smart.
So we're gonna interrogate the fortune teller and see what she knows about the demon, and I do air quotes like demon.
Right. I mean, how do we do that while being discreet? And I think we should also think about reading this Silverlight story, unless somebody here knows it
Do we
already.
go in with a story for the fortune teller to see if she's BSing?
Well, we don't know. Do we know if the fortune teller wants to get rid of the demon or likes it? Because if we're there saying the king sent us to stop the demon, can you help us? And she's like, oh yeah, I don't like the demon either. Then she would help us. But if she's trying to like save it, like, do we know if she likes the demon or thinks it's a bad thing?
My understanding is that the fortune teller is concerned about the safety of at least the king and the citizens of Varrock. They told the king that if the demon returns, then the city is in danger. So it doesn't sound like, you know,
So
that the
should
fortune
they?
tellers, yeah.
So they probably would just give us what they have. You
Yeah,
know?
they'd be open and honest. Why wouldn't they be? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is anybody
And-
flipping through this book?
That's what I was just gonna say. Maybe we should read the book too while we're here.
yeah,
I agree.
Okay.
Lug,
Who's,
will you read it?
I'll read it.
Lug, you pick it up and you kind of flip through, kind of scanning the pages, and it's a storybook, and it's the story of a champion of Varrock named Wally,
Wally.
and he was chosen by the gods to defeat this very powerful demon known as the Delrith. And to do so, he had a sword gifted to him by Sarah Doman, known as Silverlight.
Ooh.
It is a Demon Bane style weapon. It kind of explains the weapon a little bit. It has extra effects against demonkind and fiends. And he was able to use this weapon and an incantation to seal off Delrith back into the Nine Hells and prevent any destruction of Varrock. And this happened roughly 150 years ago or so. From what you gather, the gypsy is foreseeing this happening again. There's no
Okay.
like further detail of where the sword is, or if somebody has to be chosen or anything like that. It's just kind of a storybook on Silverlight and Wally.
I go, before you ran out, apparently the sword is in Surprisen's bedroom.
Wait, who told you that?
The librarian.
Reldo did?
Solana like smiles at Yoshi. That dude's weird.
Yeah, he's a strange
That
man.
dude, I should have warned you guys ahead of time. That is hand up on that one. Yeah, that's on me.
We really like to let people make their own opinion of him.
Yeah, and it is uniformly poor, but we like to, give them the chance anyway.
Yeah. Turned it into kind of a game.
But why wouldn't Surprisen tell me that himself? He's the one who said to talk to the librarian, like why would he not say that? That's what's weird to me.
Say, what if Surprisen is the demon?
Or he doesn't believe in it.
Right.
Or he's the demon? Did he have a sigil?
I'm just kind of reeling still from the information presented, knowing that, Fubar and I are squires for the wielder of this ostensibly legendary sword.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't he say it was above his bedpost?
I think so. Yeah.
And this fortune teller, Eris, might know more than maybe this book has given us.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess the question is, what do we need? What do we need to confirm what it actually is? Do we need the fortune teller to I mean, we can just like hear out their side of the story. Like, I'd like to know why they think it's a demon versus something else, but how we can also just go out there and try to figure it out. I don't know.
That and tips on how to defeat it, possibly, if we have
Yeah.
to like fight it or get rid of it somehow.
I have a feeling that if we go in there, a solution will present itself. That's how I feel, and I might be, using these goosebumps to guide me more than I should, but I really feel like we'll find it. If a solution exists, we'll find it in the meeting.
Boz, why don't you just go have your fortune read by yourself, and then you can come back and tell us.
I could.
What's wrong with the hairs on your arm?
Goosebumps. Put it in his direction, and I run the goosebumps across his face a little bit. It's bumpy. Sorry. I could. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't know. I was kind of thinking that we would all do this one together.
I'll go in with you.
I mean, what does the group think? Maybe we can do both in one. We can get the story as we
Yeah,
do
I
the
think
fortune
she
teller.
wouldn't, or they wouldn't have any reason not to help us.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of the demon too. We might as well just go talk to her and
I'd
ask
also
her
say-
what we can do.
I say, Yoshi, maybe you could find out some more about your past.
True.
Great idea. Solana, what do you think?
So just so I'm understanding, they think the demon's killing the people in the town, right?
People outside the walls.
Outside the walls. Okay.
That's my understanding. That, maybe I should say, I think my understanding is that the demon is not there maybe yet. That my understanding, the fortune teller is saying that something or someone is trying to bring back a bad demon. I think if the demon was already here, we'd probably know. If they're
So-
as big and bad as everyone
Right,
says.
right.
He warned
Okay.
of dark mages
Yeah.
being in those woods, and the reason he is hiring help is because his guards are not equipped to deal with magic like that. And there's too much in Varrock to protect to send a battalion or whatever outside of the walls for something they're not equipped to handle.
And
So-
that too.
So am I correct in assuming, like, are we on the same page that these dark mages are what is responsible for potentially summoning a demon?
If the fortune teller is correct. Otherwise, there could just be people doing weird stuff and she's just misreading it as demonic, right? That happens all the time. It could be a satanic panic situation. We don't know. But that's my understanding.
Well, let's put her through her paces then. Are you comfortable with going now, or was there anything else from that meeting that maybe we ought to talk about? Because it sounds like we missed a lot.
She's trying to remember because it was a lot. There were leaders from all kinds of regions that I had never heard of. So honestly, you probably would recognize names that I didn't know. As you know, I'm not from this area at all. I heard words like Desert Prince. Solana looks around to see if anybody. Derek,
Lug
what
and
was that
Yoshi.
person's name?
Prince Ali.
Prince Ali.
Yeah, from the Elkara Desert borders, Lumbridge. Lug and Yoshi are very aware of him.
They were talking about him.
Oh.
Okay.
I also remember that there were leaders of the dwarves there. And they were talking about Falador. I'm looking around to see if anybody reacts. I assume,
I don't
Bundock,
know,
you would react.
Oh yeah, that's where some of the best ores come from for mining in the Dwarven Kingdom.
They were talking about the mines being really important, but I don't remember. I'd have to go back in my notes and remember what they said about it. But they did talk about it. What else? The vampire came up. Remember the vampire?
Sure do.
Where was that?
It was Pete in Mauritania. Had very interesting feelings on what's happening in Mauritania and Darkmire with the Draken family. It's been quiet, too quiet for his liking, but he didn't have any detail.
Right. So when he brought that up, somebody else in the group offered to look into that. I didn't say anything about that, obviously. Somebody else did. Some sort of knights. What were they called?
It's the White Knights of Falador.
The White Knights of Falador. Okay, in my notes, I wrote the Flavorful Knights, which is not. It must be like an
Delicious.
autocorrect situation. Yeah,
Sir
okay.
Amic
That's very funny.
Vars of the White Knights was going to go to Draenor and look into what was happening there.
Yes. So that's why I said we can not worry about the vampire right now because somebody else was going to look into it. And then there was a leader there that did not speak a language that I could understand, and so I missed all of that. I think that's the gist of it, basically. Like, leaders came together and asked for help or shared really important information that, you know, other leaders might need to know. And then obviously King Rold talked about what's going on here, and that's when I spoke up and said that I would look into it.
There's also the little bit on King Bolrin, the gnomes, if you want to bring that up.
Yes,
Quick notes on that.
I did. I wrote, oh, well, not great notes on this. I wrote War of Gnomes, and then in parentheses I wrote Kandarin region technology.
Okay. All right. So
So,
I'll go through it briefly and then you can relay it to them.
okay.
So the Khazard people are trying to force war on the gnomes of Tree Gnome Village and Gnome Stronghold. And they were kind of calling for aid if it reached wartime. And they felt it was necessary to help protect the gnomes because they are where a lot of the technological advancement for the region comes from, is the minds of the gnomes. So they were
Yes.
kind of like, if anybody hears anything about this where it is escalated, we need to do something about it, type of thing. So,
Where's that
Yes.
at?
and he mentioned going to the gnome stronghold to look into that if you so chose,
Yes.
and that is in the Kandarin region.
Thank you. I was like, and I wrote down the Kandarin region, and that's with a K.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
That borders, that'd be to the east of Taranwin. So there's like the Elflands, and there's a big mountain line, and then the Kandarin region, which is like Ardoyne and the large city of Ardoyne, and then up into the gnome stronghold. So
Yes.
That's where the tree
I think
is.
what
there
tree?
is the Tree Gnome Village, and then there is the Grand Tree of the
The
Gnome
grand
Stronghold.
tree of the gnome stronghold. They told me to go there.
Oh. Great.
Wait, who told you to go there?
My step parents told me to go look for in that place at the grand tree.
Oh wow. Okay.
Maybe after we
But I'm just here for
have
the
a break.
ride.
Yeah, maybe when we have a break after we talk to the fortune teller, we can draw a little map and we can write all this stuff down, and then we can decide, you know, where folks want to go. And then we can make sure everybody understands fully, if that is fine.
Okay.
It was a lot, and I probably forgot things, so sorry in advance. But the point is, we have this mission, should we choose to continue with it, and then there's no, you know, shortage of things going on that we might be able to do afterwards if anybody wants to.
Okay. Well, what do you think,
We just go ask them. They can help us out.
Solana?
Works for me. As far as I'm concerned, my job here is done. I've relayed the information. This is the mission. That's, you know, everything I know, and I'm ready to like follow the group.
One other question, Solana. If I remember correctly, you wanted to go there. What was there a specific reason you went to the meeting?
What I want to know.
Oh, the council
Certain-
meeting?
You weren't looking
Yeah.
for money.
Yes, that's true. It wasn't looking for money. Yeah, so in the council meeting, everybody that was there had an opportunity to speak their piece. Like I said, a lot of people talked about help that they needed, issues that are rising that they wanted the rest of the group to be aware of. And I shared on my opportunity that, you know, what I have shared with you all before, that there's significant unrest back home for me. And I was kind of gauging whether the council knew about it, whether they kind of cared, if that makes sense, whether this might be a place that me and my people could seek support if something got worse or if like all out war broke out. I didn't share, right, Derek, isn't that true? I didn't share like a lot of information, but kind of was just like playing it safe to see what folks said. Did I share anything that I should probably say that I'm forgetting right now?
No, you kept it very broad.
Yeah, so I kept it very vague. I didn't share a lot of specifics because I don't know them and they don't know me, and I was trying to play more of like a listening role.
I can feel you there. I can trust that. I feel you there.
Yep.
I go, maybe done here. We can help you with your problem.
Thanks, Yoshi. I appreciate that. I hope that the mission, if we're able to be somewhat successful, that it might show your king to the twins and the rest of the council members that they might want to offer that as well if it ever became necessary. But that's like getting way ahead of ourselves. So
So if we
Sounds
do this, we might have like a full-time job or something if we do this good enough.
And so, can I start? I want to say let's head to the fortune teller, and can I pick up the sack of money and just start walking away?
No. Bundock would be
Like
Bundock will be
nonchalantly
watching.
just
No,
picking it up and
Bundock will be
walking away.
watching that sack because I was
Like
asked
over
to,
my
I was
shoulder or
asked to hold
something
on
like
to
that.
it.
You do this interesting thing where you walk up and you're already holding a sack too large for you full of cookies. And you're kind of debating whether or not you should pick up the sack as well. And Bundock kind of steps up.
I
towards
just
you.
switch them.
Okay, you drop the cookies.
I don't even want the cookies
and
anymore.
go for the gold. Does anybody react?
Oh,
I'm
I
not like
react.
I'm
I
not
get
like
cookies.
blatantly making it look like I'm taking the gold. I'm just carrying it for the group.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you just walk out, set the cookies down, grab the bag, and go to get up and
And-
walk away.
All right, let's go to the fortune
No,
teller, and I just
no,
go
no,
down
no,
the
there.
hall.
No. Bundock's gonna. No, we're gonna clear the air on this right now.
What?
The king
What?
said. The king. You just hold your horses with that gold right there.
I don't want any horses with this gold. I'm just holding it for everybody. That's all.
Yeah. That
Fubar, you
remains to be
have
seen.
you
And I
have a
just keep
great
saying,
many.
"All right, we're on our way," and I just keep walking.
No.
Just keep-
Listen. The king. Solana told me when we were taking guard. Get back here. You're not going anywhere.
We're going to the fortune teller. That's where I'm heading.
Not just yet.
Why? I thought we were just gonna go talk to her or him or whatever.
So
The gender of this character is really bothering
you
you.
know it.
Honestly,
You know it's
I
her.
don't know. I have no idea if it's her. I
It's so
can't
funny to
remember.
me.
So I'm just like, whatever it is, we're going there.
so Solana said
Say you're
that the king
splitting
had
it.
the king had promised to pay us 10,000 if we do this and if we do it quietly.
Right?
Yes.
He gave us an advance of 1,000 gold to
Right.
buy
Yes.
supplies
Right. And I just picked him
to
up.
split equally.
So yes, after we hear what's going on and we figure out what we need, we will figure out what
Right.
to buy. So it might be equally, it might be based on skills, Fubar, of which you have a great many,
Right.
including
Right.
properly gendering characters. We love that. We love that about you.
But
But
I'm just literally holding it for everybody. That's all I'm doing my part.
It's heavy. It's 1,000 gold pieces, and
I never
like-
said it was easy.
you're starting to break a sweat trying to like play it off like you got this, no problem. Let's go. But
That's
it's
what I
heavy.
do. Hold on. Let's go here. Shit.
just
Fubar, what did you roll on your strength?
A 1.
Is that a 2
I'm
minus
just
1?
dragging it.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. Yep, 2 minus 1. I'm just dragging it.
I'm
Yeah.
shaking my head. I'm disappointed in him in this moment. I hate to say it.
What? I'm just trying to help out. That's all I'm doing.
All right. So what do you guys do here?
With the money.
with the money and going
Get
forward.
back over here. What's okay? You know what? Let's make this easy. What approximately would Fubar's cut be if we did split this up?
When
The
we split this up.
the
When we split
1,000
this
for
up.
equipment, or do you mean the full 10,000 if we are successful? Which one? What do you mean?
10 what? It was how many?
And
It's a lot
the
of
king
gold.
said 10,000 gold if we do this, and if we do it discreetly. He gave us 1,000 up front to buy supplies.
Right.
So
We're
are
looking
you
at-
asking what his cut of the 1,000 is, or his cut of the full 10,000 is what I don't understand.
I mean, Fubar, we're gonna get like more money
Okay,
than
we're
we've
just
ever
talking
seen
to
in
each
our
other.
fucking
don't-
lives.
I don't understand why everybody's making this big deal. I'm just trying to help the group out by carrying the gold.
Yeah, I know,
You
but you got little
I
baby
want-
arms, bro.
Whoa, whoa,
Hey,
Whoa.
no.
whoa,
And I-
whoa.
But you're so fast and you're so sneaky. But maybe for this time, we'll just let's do what we're great at for this mission.
I just let go of the gold and pick my cookies up and walk out
Okay,
with my
I-
hood on. Just defeated as all hell.
buddy.
Just going to see
He's-
some fortune teller that I
he's
have no
gonna-
idea what it
But-
is. Just go do it.
Well, okay, hold on. So then again, before we leave here, all right. So what did
I'm
He's gonna
already
be
fine.
decide?
Let him go.
Did we
He's fine.
decide, like, inventory wise, what we needed to get as far as like potions or whatever?
Not yet. Because we don't know what we're
Okay.
doing yet. We don't, I feel like we
Okay.
can talk about that after we know what we're doing. I mean,
Agreed.
is that fine?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just ask. I'm asking because when I went to that blacksmith, he had a piece of armor that
Mhm.
I think would help out a lot, but it was like 500 gold. So I know that's half of the 1,000 right there, and that's like, I'm not trying to be selfish or anything like that.
Oh,
but
it's for you?
Ideally,
Okay.
and then obviously that just gets taken out of my cut.
Right.
I don't hear any of this. I'm gone.
Right.
Gone.
Okay, but
That makes
that's-
sense to me, but yes.
I wanted to ask this ahead of time. If not, it's whatever. But the armor, it'd give me like +2 armor, I think.
I mean, if we're gonna be fighting stuff, Red, you're gonna be in front of everybody. So I personally want you to have all the armor that you can get because I'm gonna be standing in the back.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I tend to charge in anyways, so that was
Even
my
if-
thought process. But I wanted to, ask.
It's on the record.
I'd also like to be paid back for this bow.
At least,
That was another
Time.
thing.
Yeah.
at least you could
afford.
afford it. No one helped me buy a staff.
Well, even with the 1,000, we couldn't buy a staff. You were looking at a pretty fancy staff there.
A piece of wood.
Lug would have given all his clothing for that staff.
I would have.
All right, so Fubar, you're down the steps, kind of
I
pouting
want
in
to
a
be
way.
sitting there eating a cookie out of a bag and just sitting.
Yeah. The king's advisor, Aeon, approaches you. Oh, you're back ahead of the king. Great. And he starts patting his chest and he pulls out a little pouch of gold and he tosses it to you. There's your 2-week earnings. Where's your sister?
I'll give it to her for you.
He pats.
They're
he pulls
all
out the
inside. They're on their
other
way though. I
side of
think.
his robe. He pulls out another small pouch and tosses it to you. It's your customary 5 gold a week, so you got 10 gold each.
Sweet. Thanks.
Absolutely. Say hi to your sister for me. The
Will
king
do.
should be arriving soon. Trying to get this place tip-top shape for him. Lots to do. I apologize. And he turns his heel and
I
continues
just
the
throw a
other way.
thumbs up. Just. Yep.
All right, I guess all right. If everybody's cool, like I'm gonna grab the sack of gold, and I guess we're gonna go check out this fortune teller. Yeah.
Yep, let's
Yep.
do it.
All right. So you guys make your way downstairs, and you see Fubar sitting there munching on a cookie, probably on his second one by now.
It was
Yeah.
traumatic,
Kind of upset. Sees the rest of you approach.
but not visually. Like I'm holding it together.
Yeah. You make your way back out of the castle into the market square, and you see the tent. You approach, and you find yourselves outside of the tent. What do you guys do?
I lick my thumb. You got crumbs all over your face. Get over here. Come here. And I'm
Get away
brushing
from
them
me.
off his. No, stop it.
I give her 10 gold and be like, here, I grabbed this for you. And I hand her the sack. Like, here.
Who's all going inside the tent? Is
As many as we
everybody?
can fit.
I'll go in.
Everybody can fit. If you all want to go in.
Yeah, I don't think Bunduk's ever dealt with a fortune teller. I want to see what the hoopla is all about.
I'm gonna stay out and people watch.
Okay.
I'll stay with Lug unless somebody comes out and says that they want all of us. Then I'll go in. But
No, Solana,
Okay.
we might need you.
okay.
I was convinced.
Yeah, I said unless. I'm just like Lug and I don't really have a relationship, so I just don't say anything and I just leave.
Lug says under his breath, "Thank God." I mean,
Dang.
and then goes
I'll
to
spit
stands
out
on the
my
little
drink.
fountain.
All right. The rest of you enter into a very large tent.
Hi, I'm Solana from Taranwin, and you're watching Disney Channel. Just kidding, but thanks for listening. You can find us on Insta and X at 99DnDing Pod, and like and subscribe to see what shenanigans Foz and Fubar get us into next.